You stand at the crossroads of perception and reality. What if the world you experience is not purely objective, but shaped by your mind, your beliefs, and your emotions? The reality you perceive is not an inherent truth, it is colored by your inner lens. Your experiences, thoughts, and feelings all act as filters, influencing how you interpret the world around you. Consider this: each person, shaped by their unique history, sees the same world in a vastly different way. One may see beauty in a sunset, while another sees it as just another sky. This inner lens is what paints your reality, tinting it with your expectations, fears, and desires. What if you could change how you view the world, simply by shifting your inner lens, choosing to see things differently? The power to alter your reality lies within you. As you begin to realize the power of perception, you start to understand that reality is not fixed. It is fluid, constantly changing based on the way you engage with it. The world outside does not exist independently of you. It is always in relationship with your mind, constantly responding to the energy you bring to it. What you choose to focus on expands, shaping your experience. Have you ever noticed how your mood influences what you see? When you're joyful, a world feels brighter. When you're angry or sad, the same world may seem dark and challenging. Your inner state directly colors the external world. This is the truth of perception. You are not merely an observer, but an active participant in creating the world you experience. By recognizing this, you begin to see the immense power you hold. You are not a passive receiver. You are the artist of your reality. Your mind is a canvas, and your perceptions are the brushstrokes that shape the world around you. Every thought, every belief adds a layer to the picture of your reality. But what happens when your brushstrokes are clouded with fear or doubt? When your inner world is filled with judgment, does your reality begin to look distorted, harsh, or overwhelming? Consider this. How often do you paint your world with assumptions? How many times do you see others through the lens of past experiences, rather than truly seeing them for who they are in the present? What if you could let go of these filters, these preconceptions, and see the world with fresh eyes? Imagine how different your experience would be if you approached each moment with curiosity instead of judgment. You have the ability to clear your inner canvas, to let go of the old, and to welcome the new with open arms. When you start to recognize the influence of your inner lens, you can begin to reshape your reality. Your perception is not fixed. It is an ongoing process that can evolve at any moment. Have you ever heard the phrase, "change your thoughts, change your world"? It's not just a saying. It's a profound truth. The way you think, the stories you tell yourself, all shape your reality. Consider the power of positive thinking. When you focus on gratitude, your perception shifts, and suddenly the world feels more abundant. When you focus on lack, everything seems to shrink. Your inner thoughts are the architects of your outer experience. What you focus on grows, and what you neglect fades into the background. By consciously choosing your focus, you can begin to redesign the world you experience. You hold the key to change. Shift your focus, and the world will follow. As you continue to explore how your perceptions shape reality, you may begin to see that much of what you experience is a mirror of your inner world. Your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs reflect back to you, creating a feedback loop of experience. Have you ever noticed how certain situations seem to repeat themselves? Perhaps a feeling of frustration or a sense of limitation keeps cropping up. These recurring patterns aren't random. They are reflections of the energy you hold within. If you carry fear, you'll encounter circumstances that validate that fear. If you carry love, you'll encounter experiences that reinforce love. The universe reflects your internal state. What if you could break free from these cycles? What if you could choose to shift the energy within, transforming the reality you encounter? It all starts within. The moment you change how you feel about yourself, the world around you begins to shift in response. As you deepen your understanding of the connection between your inner state and the world you perceive, you begin to realize that perception is not just a passive act, it's an active creation. You are not simply seeing the world, you are shaping it with each thought and emotion. Every perception is an interpretation, a story you tell yourself about what is happening around you. This story is influenced by your past experiences, your conditioning, and your beliefs. In essence, you are constantly writing your own narrative. What if you could choose to write a different story? What if you could see challenges as opportunities, pain as a lesson, and obstacles as stepping stones toward growth? The lens through which you view the world has the power to transform everything. The way you choose to interpret life's events can shift your entire experience. You are the storyteller of your own existence. The more aware you become of your perceptions, the more control you gain over them. This awareness opens up a space where you can choose your responses rather than simply reacting based on habit or conditioning. Have you ever found yourself reacting impulsively to a situation, only to later realize that your reaction was fueled by old beliefs or fears? This is the power of perception. If your inner lens is clouded, it shapes the way you react to the world. But when you begin to observe your thoughts and emotions, you can choose a different path. Instead of being swept away by automatic responses, you can pause, reflect, and consciously decide how you want to engage with the world. In this space of awareness, you find freedom. You're no longer a victim of your circumstances, but a creator of your reality. The power is in your hands. Every belief you hold adds a shade to the world you see. These beliefs may have been passed down, adopted unconsciously, or formed through pain. Yet now, they are the architects of your reality. You may believe you're not enough, that the world is harsh, or that love is something to earn. When you carry these ideas, they become the colors of your perception. They tint every relationship, every challenge, every possibility. But here's the shift. Beliefs are not truths. They are choices you continue to make, often without realizing it. When you pause and examine them, not with judgment, but with curiosity, you begin to unweave the illusion. You start to see how much of what you've called reality is only reflection. The world isn't fixed, it's flexible. It bends toward the shape of your beliefs. And when you change those inner shapes, the world outside begins to glow differently. When something hurts you, or when life doesn't unfold the way you thought it would, the mind often rushes to label it wrong, unfair, broken. But what if you didn't? What if you stayed with the moment, raw and unfiltered, without needing to name it? Without instantly folding it into your beliefs or past stories? You'd find a strange thing happens. The moment softens. The mind wants to define, because defining feels like control. But the more tightly you grip, the more you miss. Reality isn't trying to hurt you. It's simply being what it is. And when you meet it without filters, it becomes your teacher. That ache in your chest, it may be clearing space for a deeper truth. That failure, it might be burning away false identity. Let the moment show itself, before your mind turns it into meaning. There, in that naked place, something real can finally speak. You may notice how two people can live the same moment and yet experience completely different realities. One sees beauty, the other sees threat. Same world, but different lenses. This isn't a flaw in perception, it is perception, and it's shaped by everything you carry: your wounds, your beliefs, your hopes, your fears. You don't see life as it is, you see it as you are. So when you feel trapped or disoriented, pause and ask, what part of me is shaping this picture? Maybe it's old hurt, painting everything in darker tones. Or maybe it's longing, coloring moments with expectation. To see clearly, you don't need more information. You need less distortion. And that comes through gentle awareness, not judgment. It's not about fixing your perception. It's about watching it kindly. In doing so, you begin to meet the world not with a mask, but with presence. And presence always reveals what's real. You might ask, if everything I see is colored by me, how can I ever know what's truly real? That's a profound question, and the answer lies not in the outer world, but within. You don't find reality by looking harder. You find it by softening your gaze. When you stop trying to control the picture, it begins to shift on its own. Clarity comes not by effort, but by stillness. When your mind grows quiet, perception clears, and something deeper than thought begins to speak. It's not loud, it doesn't demand, but it's true. In that silence, the illusion of separation fades. You see the world not as fragmented, but as whole. Not as other, but as reflection. Reality doesn't arrive with thunder. It arrives like breath, like space, like the sense that everything has always been here, just waiting for you to stop looking through a mirror and start seeing through the soul. And now, as we come to the end, a quiet invitation remains, not to believe, not to conclude, but to notice. You've wandered through thoughts, feelings, illusions, but where were you truly? Behind every perception was you, the seer. Behind every question was awareness, the witness. What if the world has only ever been a canvas, and your presence, the brush? There is no need to reject what appears. Just don't mistake it for the whole. Let it be what it is, fleeting, shifting, uncertain. And let yourself rest in the one thing that never leaves: awareness itself. This isn't the end of your seeking. It's the return to what never left. The world will continue to spin, but you no longer need to chase it. You can sit, breathe, and gently know. What you are is beyond all things, yet includes all things. You are not lost. You are the place all things return.